did your Aspen Institute Fellowship contribute to your professional development?
I mean, I'm kind of obsessed with the Aspen Institute Fellowship because I think it's been honestly the single most valuable experience I've had in any schooling or education more broadly that I've ever been exposed to. And part of it is I haven't been exposed to that much. I've been really lucky to go to college and really lucky to go to good schools sort of along the way. But I didn't go to grad school. I haven't done a lot of other things that maybe would have made me feel differently. But since I haven't been in school for a long time now, and also I think because Aspen and the experience of the fellowship is really unique, I probably would still feel that way regardless of what else I had done. I mean, I think it's an amazing combination of rigor and humanity. And so I think what I mean specifically is that the program is designed to really force the mind to think differently. And so the reflection process through text-based dialogue is really rigorous. And for me, especially being from San Francisco, I had a lot of those texts that are like classic, old texts I had never read. So unlike most of the people in the room who are like, this is the fourth time I'm reading Machiavelli, I was like, this is the first time I'm reading Machiavelli, which was great just for my own education because we didn't really read that stuff here. But it was also really great to be forced to think about it in a way that was different. It wasn't a class where, even in college and even at a really rigorous academic institution like Yale, a lot of the classes when having those discussions were very open-ended. And so the text-based dialogue would be a professor asking, like, what do you guys all think of this piece? Yeah. In Aspen, it starts with, like, you better understand this piece. Like, we're going to break it down. And there is a right answer to what it means, not to what it means to you, but, like, we start with that as the premise. And I actually thought that was really good, speaking of toughness, because it meant that, like, how you felt about something, at least in the beginning, didn't matter if you didn't get it. So you had to get it first. And a lot of the moderators really push you to get that. So I love the kind of challenge of that academic experience. And then I think more importantly, what that maps to in terms of the investment in the human side of the experience is just this idea that, like, you're going to grow. You're there to grow as a human, and you're going to be pushed by the people you're around. And that there's total design around the seminar process that way. And it's made a lot easier because the relationships that you build while you're there, the activities you do together, the conversation, which we were encouraged by those before us to get really real, really fast, which we did. And I think there were like some form of tears in the first seminar from almost everyone in a good way. It just meant that we were all pretty committed to holding each other to that high standard of, like, how can you grow? How can I make you better? Which of course for me was like dreamy situation, so not for everyone, but I loved it, and I loved the people and all the things that came with that are still very much in my life and hopefully will continue for a long time. So yeah, I think it is truly the most exceptional experience I've ever had of that kind. It's hard to imagine another experience that would come close, which is wonderful and sort of sad too.